Hey garden friends, welcome back to the greenhouse here at Flower Patch Farmhouse. And I've kind of thought of changing it to Pam's Flower Patch because it's not much about a farmhouse anymore. When I first started my garden blog and vlog, it was going to be, some garden, some DIY for the house, etc. So that's why it was the Flower Patch Farmhouse. And I've really gone just towards the gardening. And my poor house is still unfinished. That's okay. I enjoy my garden. Today I wanted to talk about what I would like to grow this year from seed in my garden, and what seed companies I enjoy getting seeds from and why. So before I get started sharing the seed companies I enjoy buying from and or the seeds I'm planting this year, some of them, tell me, what are your favorite seed companies to buy from, and what are you growing that's new to you this season in your garden? So let's get chatting. I love growing from seed, and you should know that by now. I have a rack in my office that's got the lights on it. It's just plain old shop lights with a warm and cool light bulb, red and blue, whatever they call it. And I start my seeds in there. Many times I start way too early, but I enjoy it. It gets me through the cold winter months. Our winters run a bit long. We can be getting snow up through May. So a lot of times we'll have some warm spells in there, but for the most part, I'm stuck not putting anything out in the garden. But so I have that light rack in my office where I start my seeds. Nothing fancy. I don't have everything neat and tidy. In fact, I'll show you a brief clip of it, what it looks like right now. I need to make room before I try to start more seeds, because I've got a bunch of things I started from cuttings or leaf, like African violets, etc. I have geraniums in there that I started from cuttings. So I need to clean it off. I need to give away all those house plants and stuff because I don't need them. I just have a thing about starting new plants for some reason. It gives me great joy. So, seed companies I enjoy buying from. One, Botanical Interests. I have bought from them for a long, long time. A garden center, local garden center, carries the seeds, and I like the varieties that they carry. That's not to say I don't like the varieties of others. And I like a lot of the varieties. I've always been pleased with their seeds. Now, another one I love and have bought from for a long time is Renee's Garden Seeds. Now, sometimes Renee's Garden Seeds and Botanical Interests will have the same variety, like these Persian baby cucumbers, and they call them green fingers. They're the smaller, like snacking cucumbers. Absolutely love them. Botanical Interest carries the same cucumbers. I need to get closer to my heat. It can get a little chilly. I think it's because the sun's moving. But one thing I did notice is the Renee's Garden Seeds were cheaper by 50 cents. But there was more seeds in the packet. So it doesn't hurt to shop around when you're buying seeds. And when I noticed that, I buy these now from Renee's Garden Seeds, even though the other has it too. So Baker Creek, it's another good one. They carry varieties that not many other people, or ones that others don't, like this Anise Noir. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. This is an heirloom tomato, and it is like green and red, and it bears a little bit earlier than others. Drop my seeds. And it's supposed to have a fantastic flavor. And I saw this on a gardening program. A gal in England was growing it where it's cool. So I knew I could grow it here. So I want to try that one this year. But the only place I found it was Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. Now there's one that looks similar on the website at Renee's Gardens. And I was going to write to them and ask them if it was actually the same one. Because a lot of times, different seed companies will name it something different and carry it themselves, as if it's a different plant, but it's not. It's the same one. So I got also some basil. This is from Baker Creek Seeds. And I got this basil because it stays shorter. And I wanted something a little more compact. Select Seeds. This is another company I absolutely love because they carry things that others don't, like the lime green Nicotiana. I had the most beautiful lime green Nicotiana last year and the year before. I loved it, and it bloomed and bloomed and bloomed. It reseeded for me But to get the seeds, I could only find them at Select Seeds when I bought the seeds. So that is why I love them. I also love, they have the history of all the plants. Like this one was, first seen in 1870 or whatever. And it's also the only place that I can find the old-fashioned climbing petunias. If you've not grown these are so fun. And these are the original petunias before all the hybrids. And they are excellent in the garden, and they have the sweetest perfume. Love, love, love them. Park seeds. Park seeds I love because this is where I get my wave petunias. I love the wave petunias. They get long and drapey. They spread 4 feet. They're super easy to grow from seed, and then they go to seed. You can collect the seeds. Now, when they go to seed and you go to collect the seeds, the plants from those seeds, if you have several varieties in your garden, will not come true always to the parent. Some will, not all will, because they've cross-pollinated. But it's still fun to see what you get, because I've gotten some surprises. I shared a little, maybe I'll put it here, I'll try to find it, a clip of ones that came back in a window box that I had, and I just let them come back themselves. They bloom a little later in the summer because they take a little longer to get started in our climate. But it's free. They're free petunias that fill that window box, so it's a win-win. I was going to say, these, I didn't do these. This one is NK Lawn and Garden. Plantationproducts.com. These ones I picked up at the dollar store. Now, I have grown seeds from the dollar store and had wonderful success. If all you can afford is seeds from the dollar store, don't be discouraged. They grow beautifully, and they carry some of the mainstays of most gardens. Ones that are tried and true, that will grow for you well, all across the board. So don't be afraid to use those. I have grown them. I want to do a whole series, not a whole series, but I want to grow a bunch of seeds from the dollar store and show you how that little area turns out, and we'll see. It's on my list. I don't know if I'll actually get to do it. Burpee carries nice seeds. I like those. What is this one? This one is a organic heirloom seeds of change. I don't even know where I got this one. This is Italian flat parsley, but that was another one I grew. So those are so far my favorites. I have gotten some from Johnny's Seeds. I just found that they were a little on the pricey side. And I found something comparable or just as good somewhere else. But they do have a nice selection if you wanted to go through them. I don't know what made them so pricey, if it was the shipping or what. I can't remember. I just know this year I didn't bother. And I do know they do have some selections that are not always available everywhere. I think the cut flower farmers are really into them because they carry just a lot that are geared towards cut flower farming. So I think that's pretty much it. If I think of some other ones, I will share with you. So let me see how much time I got left. 1 minute and 41 seconds. What am I growing this year that I haven't in a long, long time? And that's marigolds. These are some seeds from Botanical Interests. This is Cracker Jack Blend. These ones, I saw these at Philoli. Pretty sure this is what it was. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. I never used to be a fan of orange, and somehow it just has captured my attention, and I loved it. Plus, if you feed marigolds, orange marigolds, to chickens, that will make their yolks super orange. No kidding. Anyways, and then, I could pick them and feed them to the chickens and get super orange yolks. And I have the white ones. I love white in the garden. And I've read that these are very pretty and easy to grow. I don't know how accurate it is about them repelling certain pests. That is a common thought. So it can't hurt, right? Let me see. I think that's pretty much. Oh, what else new this year? Oh, I got a bunch of seeds this year. The Tiny Tim tomatoes. They grow in a small container. I think I got those from. Where did I get those from? It was a seed company I hadn't ordered from before, and it was the only one that I could find that carried it. I'll put the name up here when I find that out. I want to grow a bunch of vegetables in pots this year, and Renee's Garden Seeds has a whole collection of seeds that will fit in hanging baskets. There's my timer. That'll fit in hanging baskets. I'm trying to think. There's one right behind you. See what size, etc. And there's cucumbers, there's zucchini, there is the tomato. All these seeds, and I thought that would be so interesting to try, to see how well they do, how well they produce. Tiny Tim is supposed to be a prolific producer, so that would be a great one. So I'm out of time for this little chat, so I will share along the way as I get things started, planted, on my light rack, my winter sowing, the whole thing. We're going to be gearing up for the garden year. So I hope you'll come back for my next video where we'll have more to chat about. Okay, see you then.